The House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
God of life and goodness, we offer our gifts in service of you and our neighbor. Abundantly bless the work of these legislators who seek to promote the common good of this state and our broader society. Increase in them a spirit of prudence, a love for justice, and a commitment to civility. May the laws they promote be consistent with our dignity, and may they manifest through their deliberations a special concern for those among us who suffer on the margins of our society. Bless the good people of our state and their yearning for a life of fulfillment and dignity. We make this humble prayer before you, O God, the source of all that is good. Amen.
The chaplain for today is Reverend Daniel Griffith of Our Lady of Lourdes, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Pledge of Allegiance. The clerk will take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. A quorum is present. The clerk will read the journal of the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 91st Session, 2019, 30th day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Monday, April 1st, 2019.
If there is no objection, further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Hearing no objection, the journal is approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Comparison reports. There is a copy of this order of business on each member's desks. If there is no objection, the motions will prevail. Hearing no objections, the motions prevail and the substitutions will be made. Reports of standing committees and divisions. A copy of this order of business has been placed on each member's desk. If there is no objection, the reports will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the reports are adopted.
Second reading of House files.
Second reading House File number 132.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 836.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1024.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1127.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1584.
Second reading.
reading House File 1586.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1623.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1706.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1781.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 2009.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 2401.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 2636.
Second reading.
And second reading House File 2697.
Second reading. Second reading of Senate files.
Second reading Senate File number 1339.
Second reading. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The Chief Clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House Files 2793 through 2809.
First reading House files 2793 through 2809. Report from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration.
Winkler from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration, pursuant to Rules 1.21 and 3.33, designates the following bills to be placed on the calendar for the day for Thursday, April 4th, 2019, and establishes a pre-filing requirement for amendments offered to the following bills: Senate File numbers 131 and 584, and House File numbers 1997 and 554. Winkler from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration, pursuant to Rules 1.21 and 3.33, designates the following bill to be placed on the calendar for the day for Friday, April 5th, 2019, and establishes a pre-filing requirement for amendments offered to the following bill: House File number 1500.
Motions and resolutions. There are copies of the non-controversial motions at the House desk and online. If there is no objection, we will take action on these motions first. Hearing no objection, the motions prevail.
Albright moves that House File number 4 be recalled from the Committee on Ways and Means and be re-referred to the State Government Finance Division.
The member from Scott, Representative Albright, to
Thank
your
you, Madam
motion.
Speaker. And members, we deal with the finances for the state of Minnesota and state government finance. And it was brought to my attention here just recently that House File 4 includes an appropriation for the Attorney General's office. We have not heard this bill, and pursuant to that and the responsibility we have in that agency and that department, in that committee, I am requesting that the bill be brought from Ways and Means to State Government Finance so we can properly vet it. That is my motion, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Discussion on the Albright motion to move House File 4 from the Committee on Ways and Means to the State Government Finance Division. Discussion. The member from Hennepin, Representative Carlson.
Madam Chair, this is one that I have not had a conversation as the committee chair with Representative Albright on. So pending further discussion, I think we should resist the motion, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Further discussion. The member from Isanti, Representative Dowd.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and Representative Carlson. I think that's why he wants to send the bill back, because you didn't have a conversation with him about it. There's an appropriation that belongs in that committee. That's why he wants to see the bill back there. So I expect a unanimous vote on this.
Any further discussion? The member from Olmsted, Representative Liebling.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, Representative Lesch's very important drug price gouging bill is being carried in the HHS Finance Omnibus Bill, including costs that are going to be transferred to the Attorney General to pay for any costs that they have concerning enforcement. So I think that we've done our due diligence on this bill, and I would ask that the motion not prevail.
Any further discussion? The maker of the motion, the member from Scott, Representative Albright.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. To that point, Representative Liebling, that's why it needs to be heard in state government finance.
All those in favor of the motion, the member from Hennepin, Representative Nelson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And as I discussed and we've been looking at, we're getting the Attorney General in sometime next week to discuss this bill and a couple other bills where there are costs that for him in front of the state government finance bill, and talk about those which have to be done, probably should be done before second reading. And we're going to get that taken care of.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. No. The motion does not prevail.
Albright moves that House File Number 6 be recalled from the Committee on Ways and Means and be re-referred to the State Government Finance Division.
You've woken everyone up. To your second motion, Representative Albright.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now that I have the carbon popped out of my lungs on that last one. The motion before us does the same thing. House File 6 includes an appropriation for $654,000 going to the Attorney General's office. We have not heard this bill in state government finance. And to the point made a couple of nights ago by the chair of the committee, we are responsible for the backbone, the finances, the very essence of what we do in this body is finance state government. So with that, Madam Speaker, would Representative Nelson yield to a question?
He will yield. Representative Albright.
Representative Nelson, I know you've got a cold, but I heard you yell loudly on the back one, last one. Maybe it was in favor. I wasn't sure, but maybe we can get this one right. I certainly appreciate your willingness to hear those bills in committee next week, but as we all know, the chair, or as you kindly referenced him, the Uber chair for Ways and Means, he could put a memo together today and we could hear those bills sometime before the end of this week, and I would encourage you to consider that, talking with the Uber chair on that matter. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The member from Hennepin, Representative Nelson.
As I said earlier, I was going to just say ditto from my last comments, but as I said earlier, we're going to have discussions and we're going to have get the Attorney General in sometime next week to discuss these issues on multiple bills that he has costs on. And again, it's the subject of the bill. It's not the bill that we have to hear, and that's what we're going to talk about and get those costs lined up.
Any further discussion on the motion? The member from Isanti, Representative Dowd.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. Just a novel idea, but if the Attorney General's coming in next week, maybe we should have the bill in that committee too. If you support the motion, it'll be there when the Attorney General gets there.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. No. The motion does not prevail. Announcements. The member from Carver, Representative Nash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thought you had forgotten about me. But Madam Speaker and members, I just wanted to thank for those of you who have participated in the food drive that I've had outside my office. I'm going to be doing that through the end of the week, so if you'd like to participate, it's going to go to the Waconia United Food Shelf. It's been a great effort, and there's going to be, for those of you who have donated, the money is going to get matched. Greatly appreciated. I'm very, very grateful to both sides of the aisle that have participated, and would encourage those of you that still would like to. The box will be there through the end of this week. Thank you.
The member from Blue Earth, Representative Considine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Monday, I was late getting here. It was because that I was attending the funeral of one of the most upbeat and optimistic men I have ever known. He was the president of Greater Mankato Growth. His name was Jonathan Zurett. When I first met him, I cannot believe that somebody could be that positive and upbeat, and for 15 years he always was. And I'm asking for a moment of silence for a community leader from Mankato.
Members, please join Representative Considine in a moment of silence to acknowledge the passing. The member from Couchiching, Representative Eklund.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. We're exactly 1 week away from the best party of the year, so make sure you pick up your tickets for the Ranger Party next Tuesday night. You can get them at my office, number 409. Thank you.
Announcements. Representative Winkler.
Madam Speaker, I'm shortly going to move a recess to the call of the chair, and it's a reminder to members that we will be reconvening at 6:45 this evening for the State of the State address. And so, Madam Speaker, before we do that, I would like to move that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 3:30 p.m. Thursday, April 4th, 2019.
Representative Winkler moves that when the House adjourns today, it adjourn until 3:30 p.m. Thursday, April 4th, 2019. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. Representative Winkler.
Madam Speaker, I move a recess to the call of the chair.
Representative Winkler moves a recess to the call of the chair. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. The House stands in recess.